you ever wondered what the follower is? I just found out about it. Let's figure out about it right now. Now, I literally have just figured about this. Now, look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at the dollars there. I don't know. I can't really do that. But look at these bro, this man has pencils for fingers. Like, what the heck?
The follower. Whoa, what the hell was that? It's following. Stop following me! Hang, how did they get this recording of my crush while I was trying to ask her out? Oh, is this some? Oh, never mind. It just sounded the same. Chasing me! Stop! Or is it a different recording? I don't know.
Those were the final words heard from Abigail Lee.
Abigail
the phone call
Lee?
to her best friend, along with the photo message, arrived at 3 a.m.
No offense. So her name was Abigail. Kind of sounded like. Abigail. Or is that just me who felt that?
She couldn't be found the next.
Oh my god, I hate adverts. Collect yourself. Yep.
No, wait, was that Clark maybe? Was that Clark pretending to be an Abigail? Clark, my man, if you're watching this, you can be honest with me.
Day and is considered missing, most likely
So
dead.
Abigail's missing.
She had noticed a strange shape following her at a distance for the past month.
Wait, how long ago was this?
Abby, to the people who knew her, liked to walk home from work every day.
Sorry.
Her apartment wasn't too far from her office, maybe a mile or three. Plus,
Yeah.
it was a safe neighborhood with a very low crime rate.
I mean,
Same here.
nothing is ever safe. Did you know your chances of being killed by a cow is very small?
Exactly. You can't even be
Not
killed by a
zero.
cow, really.
It was safe for her to walk home, even though she finishes work very late.
Well, that's a lie. Obviously, it's not safe for her to walk home from work because she's missing and presumed dead. So no, it's not safe.
But one day, she saw it. That figure. The sight of it creeped her out. Plus, there was a sound that echoed through the distance.
What kind of sound
She
was it?
felt uneasy, but making it home safe made her
Sorry
think
if you
it was
can't
just
see it.
a
I'm watching it on my
random
laptop.
thing, that she
Well,
was
I have to
jumping
point this at
shadows
my
of imaginary
tap
sounds.
laptop.
Right, you literally saw a creature. That's not your imagination. I
Hold
hate
on.
it when people go.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you were reacting to a reactor? So, like, I'm a reactor. I'm reacting to a reactor who's making a video. You know what I mean? So he's reacting to something. So I'm reacting to him. He's reacting to something else. Well, I'm reacting to him. It doesn't matter.
Listen, I can literally see a pile of clothes at night. That'll scare me, and in my mind, I'll be like, yes, good thing it scared me, because if that was a real thing, I'd have probably jumped out the window.
Exactly.
Jump on legs.
Exact.
Maybe even open up my skull.
Yeah.
But at least I'd be safe from whatever is in my bedroom.
Sorry.
Until it also jumps out of the window and eats me. But that's something we can never leave a like.
She saw the same thing when she was walking home the following day, except this time it was a bit closer and the sound was a bit
Sorry, I was
louder.
lying
Still
down.
think
She
she's
did her
imagining
best
it?
to ignore the fear and kept walking home. Again, that figure always walked the same pace and occasionally made the same sound.
How
that
can
was
you
too
ignore
distant
this?
for her to hear properly.
How can you ignore
Again,
this?
Abby made it home safe, and she assumed it was someone just doing what she did and walking home from work at around the same time. She
Mom,
felt silly
Abigail.
for getting scared, especially when nothing actually happened to her on either of those
Abigail,
days.
come on.
She resolved to just walk home from now on. But after that, her resolve broke. The person walking behind her was even closer, enough to make out that they were unusually tall and had long limbs.
Pencil fingers back. Oh my god. Like this video, like and subscribe if you hate ads.
Online, you've heard of cookies. Close were they? Were they like this close? Because if it was this close, then at that point you should have known that your life's in danger. They're about this close. Yep, you can give them a kiss.
Grab a
Without any
preparatory.
finer features, but she could tell something was off. The sound was louder too. It felt like an insect was humming in her ears. But looking around, Abby didn't see any. Either way, it made her walk faster and
Abigail.
faster to get to the safety of her apartment.
Abigail, come on.
Glancing behind her, Abby saw that the figure in the distance was keeping pace with her. She suddenly stopped, and the figure stopped.
Why would you stop? Why would you stop? If you're scared enough to start sprinting,
Don't stop.
why would you stop? Why? Why would you stop, Abigail?
She shouted out to the distant figure, asking if she could help them with something. Why were they following her? The figure stood still, and only briefly did Abby hear the sounds of buzzing intensify.
If you turn around after sprinting and you see this thing behind you, would you
Sprint.
talk to it? No, of course not. You'd start sprinting again. Bruh, I'd probably be so scared I'd start flying. That's what I'd probably do. I'd literally invent a way to fly. I would invent human flight.
Abby resumed walking and
That's
refused
too
to
funny.
look behind her again. One foot in front of the other, each one quicker
Hold
than the last.
I thought it was supposed to be creepy. This is just hilarious. I feel like I'm in a comedy. I feel like I'm watching a comedy thing. Sorry, I just gotta move positions again because it's so uncomfortable. I'm sat on the floor, by the way, on a freaking blanket. I don't know why. I actually have a bed right here. By the way, shout out to Minecraft. They didn't lend me this bed, but I bought it. Pretty cool bed. Well, I didn't buy the bed, but I just bought a blanket. Anyway, back to the video.
Until Abby was almost jogging home, the ever-present buzzing strong in her head.
So now you know
Jogging.
where you live.
Abby decided
Sprint.
to take her car to and from work the next day. Yes, it was a waste of gas, but she really didn't want to walk home anymore.
Call the police.
But in the car, the
Police?
buzzing vanished. The presence vanished. Things were quiet and safe again.
FBI.
She checked, but no one was following her in her car.
I've seen this part of the
Abby
movie.
could go home and feel safe again. This was her routine for the next week. After that week, though, her car refused to start. The mechanic said that something had chewed through a lot of the wires that connected some vital components within the car.
Oh god.
Now what could have done that, I wonder? Surely it can't be the thing that's been stalking her for the past month.
Hold on.
Or,
What does
I
that say?
wonder. Surely it can't be the thing that's been stalking
Insert sarcasm. I don't really.
her for the
If you know what insert sarcasm means, can you put it below, please?
past month. Or is
I don't know.
I think I might be onto something here, guys. Do you think it could be the same thing? If you do, leave a like
Hold
right
on.
now.
Look at this freaking title. The follower is stalking me. That's something you see in a Life of Luxury title. By the way, shout out to Life of Luxury too, and Dark Corners. They're both good.
She was lucky, though, as her job was so close to her home. She could just walk home while her car was in the shop. Abby despaired. She almost thought about taking a vacation while her car was in the shop.
Please, yes.
She even brought it up with her boss, but her request was made at too short notice, and her vacation was denied. And so she had to walk. That night was quiet and peaceful.
Wait, hold on. I know that. The Invisible Man. The woman from The Invisible Man. I actually remember that. By the way, I watched that movie not long ago.
And so she had
My parents were watching it too.
to walk.
Watch The Invisible Man. It's actually quite a good movie.
That night was quiet and peaceful as she started to
Horror
walk
movie, by the
home
way.
from work. Abby almost thought the figure stalking her had moved on.
Can she take the
But
bus?
the worst was over.
Buy a
That was
bicycle?
when she heard the whistling. Loud whistling that sounded almost like chirping. It was coming from behind her. She looked over her shoulder and in the distance...
Hold on, sorry, let's pause. You know... Huh. What is she turning around to look at? Is this actually what... Is the thing behind her? Or is she looking at something else?
coming from behind her. She
Probably
looked over
thing.
her shoulder and in the distance,
What am I
much
doing?
closer than ever,
What
was
did
someone
she see?
following her. Details that were not clear from the distance were much easier to see.
Oh, so I guess now they're about this close.
She wished she couldn't see. Pacing after her, step for step, was the tall figure that haunted her earlier in the month. It was very tall, easily past 6 feet, with long arms and even longer fingers.
We're not gonna
Slenderman.
mention the fact that he ugly as hell too. It's his face. Voldemort that ass. I know.
Voldemort.
Really long. What scared Abby was
Fam,
the
that's
look of his
Slenderman.
face.
That's
It looked
Slenderman,
like a
fam.
doll's face with button eyes and a painted grin.
Never
The
mind.
grin widened and the mouth opened to reveal rows and rows of pointed yellow
You need
teeth.
braces.
It raised a massive hand and waved,
Brush
fingers
your
rippling
teeth.
as it did. Abby ran. She heard the whistle and
Invisible
buzz
Man
follow after
again?
her. The sound was much louder, and it made
Huh, if that thing was waving at me, I'll go to the closest axe and just slice both of his hands off right there. And I jab it in his mouth. That's what I do.
Abby's head
Comment what you do in the comments below.
throb and hurt.
Dang.
It made her run faster, but she could hear the heavy steps further behind her.
Oh, good.
Somehow she made it home. Abby called the police and made a report about the creature
Finally!
stalking her. They promised that they would look into it, thinking it was
Police?
some kids playing pranks on the frantic
Dang,
woman.
dang
They
kids.
filed a report, which automatically triggered a flag in the agency's systems,
Uh-oh.
automatically closing the police case while agents were dispatched. The follower is a creature the agency is very familiar with, and we know how to prevent it from catching its victim.
How? Tell
The
me.
agents dispatched were due to arrive at Abby's home the following morning to explain how. But the agents were called away on a higher priority case and sent Abby an email when there were no other agents free to be
What?
dispatched.
What?
Even if the agents couldn't attend in person, the email contained all the information Abby needed.
Well, wait, Abby's a citizen. Isn't all the information that the agency has supposed to be like super confidential? So they just send her all this information through email? What if she decides to go to a newspaper with this information? What happens then? Alright, whatever. Let's just see what's in the email.
Abby's spam filter caught the
Sorry.
email, and she never learned the information.
Spam
The
email.
trick to stop the creature is to approach it while whistling. That will immediately drive it away, and it will never show up again.
So you need to know how to whistle. Sure, I know how to whistle.
I literally learned how to whistle. Like, I used to go like that, but now I can go like. Yeah, I learned how to do like a few weeks ago.
Whistle?
But, by the way, if you didn't know, fun fact for the video fact, did you know that for the 6-week holiday in school, I know you just do whatever, but, you actually do that to help farmers in the farming, like, thing. You know, the farming season thing? Yeah, that's why you do the 6-week holiday, and I'm pretty sure the teacher knows you just do nothing but play video games or something.
An easy solution. The worst thing to do is to
Invisible
keep
Man.
running away from it night after night.
Oh, so
Getting scared only makes it come closer.
you have to
And
confront
hearing the
it.
creature's whistle makes people
Hold on,
panic.
give me a second.
Getting scared only makes it come closer.
So you have to
And
confront.
What film is this? I actually don't know. Put 9.28, which means 9 minutes and 28 seconds in, and then put what movie you think this is, and I'll have a look into it.
Hearing
Confront
the
it.
creature's whistle makes
I'm pretty
people
sure that's Jay's Friday the 13th.
paranoid and manic. Abby didn't know this,
Uh-huh.
didn't receive the information, and every day she ran from the follower.
So the agency has all this technology. They can work in secrecy without anybody knowing about their existence. But a simple spam filter manages to stop them. Really? They didn't figure out how to get past the spam filter.
Letting it get closer and louder,
So Abby
night after night.
did it.
The buzzing whistle followed her even into her apartment, robbing her of sleep and peace of mind. It was the last night when she left the office and saw that the thing
Invisible
was only
Man.
a few steps away from her.
Oh yeah, this part is where she gets the suit to stop the Invisible Man from being invisible.
Moving and
Disclaimer.
whistling and popping its mouth.
What is this?
Exactly,
It looks
sheet.
like it's wearing a sheet.
Exactly.
Where's its face? I see the legs, but where is its face? How is this its body? I'm super confused right now. What is
Riddler.
this? Please,
The
somebody
riddles is
explain it
Riddler.
to me down below.
Abby called her sister, who, as expected, was fast asleep at the time. She didn't know what she was going to say, but the whistling grew even louder, and she suddenly felt a hand on her shoulder. So
Invisible
Abby
Man.
ran. She didn't make it.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
Gabby
It
there.
happens.
She
She
did.
just whistled.
Fam! I don't know how to teach you to whistle, but
Anyways,
it's
guys,
really easy.
so that was the follower. Pretty interesting creature. At least I think so. But what did you guys think? Leave
Right, I know you're like, oh god, I'm about to go on to another video because pretty much my hand's aching. But yes, my hand is very aching. I'm doing 3 videos of freaking video, so let's go again. Doing 2 more Talk on videos. I'm probably gonna do one in like 20 minutes. After these three, I'm probably gonna do another one in like 20 minutes. Bit awkward. I'm sorry, I can't find any videos that might actually interest. Oh, I can't find any videos that will interest you. By the way, I actually want to get interested too. I'm not just doing it. Actually, this one, yeah, this one looks pretty good.
Got a big job on. At Trade Point, we've got everything
Yes, flex yourself. No one cares about ads.
you need to make it smaller.
Everyone
From
hates
loads of trade
ads.
product-
Welcome
God.
everyone to a brand new video. It's me, your host, Dark.
This one is called "Every Morning I Wake Up with Scars on My Body."
Today we're back again reacting to a video by Thor's Story. So this video, I'm gonna try to pronounce it
So
correctly
odd.
the first time.
By the way,
And
this is
the
my
very
mom's
last
new
title
phone.
is
Amazing.
Every morning I wake up with scars on my body, though my parents still don't believe they are real. So I'm really curious to see why his parents don't believe that his scars are real or whatever. Before I start watching, make sure you leave a like right now. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Go check out the reaction to. Now let's get straight into it.
My name is Ryan.
What up,
I'm
Ryan?
18,
Okay.
and recently, strange things began happening in my room.
Why do I have a feeling these strange things have something to do with his scars? Am I just such a genius? Maybe.
At first, these were just sounds. But then
Ghosts?
it started shaking in my mattress.
Oh, I
It's a
know
rat.
this one.
It's gonna be a rat. It's always rats.
My parents didn't believe me, but when they looked inside, they found it. Want to find out what almost took my life away?
Yes.
Since
rat?
my childhood, I loved horror and stories about the paranormal.
I can relate to
sorry.
this. Okay.
I remember seeing it for the first time when I was 5, in secret from my parents. I read Stephen King and was obsessed with the series Supernatural. I
Okay.
always believed the otherworldly exists, but I didn't think it was so close.
Once again, guys, I'm just gonna phrase it again. I think it's gonna be a rat or maybe a stray kitten or something like that.
Near my home, there's an old abandoned psychiatric hospital.
What?
To be honest, when I pass it, I hear the cries of the former patients of the electric shocker.
I don't know
There
if I
are
believe
bad
this.
rumors about this place. My
Hmm.
best friend Andrew constantly makes jokes about me. He believes that all these mystical things are made up and are horror stories for tweens.
I
That
think
I was
he's
too
right.
obsessed with the paranormal, and it'd be better if I were to just chill out.
So what was he actually hearing? Was he just making up sounds in his mind?
But soon, Andrew too had to overcome a shock.
What?
One day, we were walking past the
History is not only what you
old insane asylum, and suddenly, Andrew ran inside.
Big
I asked
mistake.
him to come back,
Dumb,
but he didn't
stupid,
listen to me.
idiot.
A few minutes later, he came out with some kind of box and threw it at me. I dodged it, and the box broke into pieces.
What?
It was full of old pictures of some women. I thought I heard a woman's moaning and wheezing. I ran home, but it was all just beginning.
What was
At
that?
home, I would hear whispering and rustling. Sometimes it seemed like someone was scraping the windows.
Okay.
My parents didn't believe me. They said I'm making it all up because of my horror movies.
That makes
But I
sense
knew
though.
soon something mystical and scary will appear. And it soon happened. One day, my parents went to my aunt's,
Oh
and I
no.
was left alone.
They
the
left him
entire
alone?
Weekend. I invited Andrew to watch a movie. We were hanging out upstairs, and I wanted a cola. I went down to the kitchen and froze. Someone
What
other
did
than
you
me was definitely there. I turned around and almost fell. The kitchen door was closed. I swear, I left it open. I got really scared,
Okay.
but
It's
decided
the
not
wind.
to show it in front of Andrew.
Probably
The
the wind.
scariest was still ahead. After the movie, we went to sleep. Me on the bed, him in a sleeping bag on the floor. In the middle of the night, I felt something moving under me.
Okay, let's think. So they went to a abandoned mental asylum, got a box. So the rat could have been in that box, and somehow it ended up in his pocket or something like that, right? Would that make sense?
I lay and didn't move. I hoped it was just something I thought happened. But then, I felt a light touch on my
Andrew.
legs, arms, and back. I thought
Or it's a
Andrew
cat.
was joking around and asked him to stop, but it wasn't him. I saw him sleeping, peacefully curled up in his sleeping bag, and
Oh,
then
that's
I fell
terrifying.
into a panic. I turned on the light right away, but no one was in the room. I was shaking from fear. I waited for a monster to jump out from
Why
around
didn't you
the
check
corner.
under his
My
covers?
horror movies became a reality, and later, I became sure of it. The following night, I couldn't fall asleep. Though everything was calm, as soon as I let out my breath, the horror started. I felt movement between my legs
Under
once
your
more.
covers.
It seemed someone was in my bed. I felt the mattress with my hand, and something bit me. I fainted from fear. I don't know how long I was out, but coming back was awful. When I woke up, there was a tiny red dot on my hand.
Let me see. So what could have done that? Maybe it was a snake. It doesn't look like a bite mark. It looks like a sting mark from like a bee or a mosquito or something.
I shook my head to come to my senses. I had the thought that I'd gone crazy from all my horror movies. Andrea's probably right. It's time for me to give up the paranormal. I decided it is
Good
all
idea.
my own nonsense. I just caught the spring, because nothing is in my bed.
You got the spring, dude? You felt things moving around. I still don't understand why he didn't just get rid of his covers. That's what I would do. Just
Give me a
throw the
minute.
covers out of there.
Right, I'm going to have to end it there. I will resume it in another video.